What's up, guys? Today we're going to be fixing my car's spoiler. It needs some paint and it needs a little patch job because it fell over and got cracked. So first we got some Bondo here. Of course, a lot of you guys know this. Good for little patch jobs. Now we got some sandpaper, 320, 400. Get whatever sandpaper. Just get one that's a little finer. Now we got some gloss. I'm going to throw this right over the paint. And the paint that's for exactly my car. So yeah, that's all we're gonna need. This is the wing right here. You see the hole? It really sucks. Paint's not gonna cover that up, so we're gonna need a little bit of a patch job, and then we're gonna hit the whole thing with some more paint. First, I'm gonna go ahead and use this sandpaper. I'm gonna start off with the lower grit, and we're just gonna sand off some of the paint in the area of the crack, because if you try putting the Bondo on the paint and stuff, first of all, it's not gonna stick so well, and it's gonna look a little worse. So we're just gonna sand around that little crack. Now that I've actually sanded a good bit around that hole, the crack, I'm gonna go up in grit, go to 400, and just give it a finished sand right before I hit it with Bondo. Alright, now that I'm done sanding, went ahead and cleaned it off a little bit. Now I'm getting my Bondo ready. I don't know why it's so hard to open. You got your Bondo in there, and then you got your hardening cream, the blue one, inside that small little package. Crack it open. It's going to smell amazing. Then grab some cardboard and a spatula so you can spread it down. Also the cream hardener. Want to mix it up because this thing likes to get water on the top. Drop it in. Put like an eyeballs amount. That's usually what I do. You want to just do a solid little drop. Nothing too crazy. Something really important, you're actually not going to want to stir when you're mixing it. You're just going to want to spread it exactly how I am. Just so you make sure there's no air going inside of the mixture. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Alright, now you want to act fast because this thing is going to dry really quick, or at least get unusable. See the hole right there? We're going to just go ahead, use our spatula or whatever you want to spread it on there, and just put small little amounts until you've got enough on there to work with. You're not going to get it perfect on the first try, like perfect shape. That's why we have the sandpaper. We're going to sand it down and then get it perfect. All you got to make sure is you got enough Bondo on there to work with, to reshape it. As you see, it's starting to dry. It dries really quick, like 3 to 5 minutes. It starts becoming like impossible to put it down. But yeah, it looks a little bulky, but that's okay because you're going to shave it down in the next part. A little more info about the wing. As you see, it's OEM. It has AMG on there. I think this one you can get on the AMG. Obviously, mine isn't, but same car, so I think it'll look really good. It was about $300 on eBay. Now that it's fully dry, we're going to go ahead and start sanding again. We're going to start with our lower grit sandpaper, 320 in our case. And I'm not really too worried about catching the paint and scuffing it up because we're going to go ahead and paint this a bunch of times. So just make sure you get this thing flush with the rest of the work. As you see, it doesn't look too good right now, but with a bunch of sanding, which Bondo's pretty easy to sand on, it's going to be perfectly flush. Here, as you see, we're kind of starting to get it a little more flush. Sanding took probably the most effort out of everything, apart from just painting it and stuff, which is more just time. You got to go at it for a good amount of time to get this how you want it. But yeah, this part really, this is the factor that chooses how it's going to look in the end. Alright, a little more on. See, this side's pretty good. Working on the other side. And in just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and switch from 320 to 400 to kind of just make sure it blends straight from the Bondo to the paint well. Alright, and right about here, I think I decide I'm happy with it. It's pretty flush, and I think the paint will do a great job of covering it. Here I'm just cleaning it. I don't know what I use, but just anything just to get the powder off so when you paint, it won't get in the way. Now I've got it hanged up, and I got some paint that exactly matches my car's paint. And now we're just going to add a solid layer on the spot that we fixed. And then after that, we're going to do a whole layer on the whole wing because I wasn't too happy with how it looked before. Already looks pretty nice, but we're going to do a bunch of other layers. Now we're going to hit it with another layer. Go a little more heavy on the spot that we just fixed. Just make sure you don't leave like a big bubble. As you can see, after like 2 layers, looks pretty good. You can see a little bit of a bump, but you have to look really close. Now, we're going to go ahead and hit it with a clear coat. Probably do 2 layers of this. I just got a random one that does plastic, metal, whatever. I'm really happy with it. And then this is our last clear coat. Gonna let it dry and basically done. Now we're all done. Looks pretty good. Our little patch job right here, almost unnoticeable. And compared to the car, it's a little dirty, but boom. Looks pretty good. I'd say that's a color match. So yeah, guys, like, subscribe. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to stay tuned for when we put this on the car. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Have a good one.